Hello guys, welcome to another episode on the Mike Potter channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you why Jesse Lingard isn't as good as you might think. So yeah, let's get into it. So for Manchester United, Jesse Lingard slots in that three attacking midfield positions just behind the striker, whether it's playing off the front man himself or in either wide position. So with that being said, I found 5 other players in the Premier League who play similar roles for their clubs. I'm going to compare their stats from the previous 2 seasons, so starting from the 17-18 season up until now. These stats are as of the official Premier League website. So appearances in this time, Jesse Lingard has played 51 times for Manchester United. Eden Hazard has played 56 times for Chelsea. Christian Eriksen has played 57 times for Tottenham. Mesut Ozil has played 39 times for Arsenal. Xherdan Shaqiri has played 54 times for both Liverpool and Stoke City, and Gerard Deulofeu has played 23 times for Watford. Within these appearances, Jesse Lingard has clocked in 2,978 minutes. Eden Hazard has come in with 4,192 minutes. Christian Eriksen has clocked up 4,648 minutes. Mesut Ozil with 3,144 minutes. Xherdan Shaqiri with 3,959 minutes, and runners off is Gerard Deulofeu with 1,530 minutes. In this, Jesse Lingard has scored 12 goals, Eden Hazard has put away 22, Christian Eriksen has contributed 14, Mesut Ozil has scored 7, Xherdan Shaqiri has scored 14, and Gerard Deulofeu has scored 4. So let's work out an average now. On average, Jesse Lingard scores a goal every 242 minutes. Compare that with Eden Hazard, who scores one every 203, Christian Eriksen, who scores one every 332, Mesut Ozil, who scores one every 450, Xherdan Shaqiri, who scores one every 283, and Gerard Deulofeu, who scores one in every 383. So as you can see there, Jesse Lingard is putting in more than respectable numbers. He's the second best out of all of these top attacking players we have here. So that is pretty good. However, then we come on to shot accuracy. So Jesse Lingard's shot accuracy is 56.9. And if you compare that to Eden Hazard with 71.26, Christian Eriksen with 61.63, Mesut Ozil with 56.67, Xherdan Shaqiri with 60%, and Gerard Deulofeu with 39.29%. As you see there, Jesse Lingard's shot accuracy isn't up there with the other players. He's sitting middle of the pile with that. That suggests he isn't entirely clinical in front of goal. This fact is then backed up with the amount of big chances that Jesse Lingard converts. So Jesse Lingard converts 7 of every 15 chances he gets. That works out at 46.7%. Compare that to Eden Hazard, who scores 11 of 21 at 52.4. Christian Eriksen, who scores 5 out of 7, putting him at 71.4. Mesut Ozil, who scores 4 out of 8, that puts him at 50%. Xherdan Shaqiri, again at 50% with 6 out of 12. And lagging in last place is Gerard Deulofeu with 25% with 2 in 8. So as you can see there, Jesse Lingard's shooting accuracy and shot conversion isn't really ranking up there. But as a midfield player, Jesse Lingard's role is to create goals. So let's look how he contributes with pass completion, forward passes and assists. So in this time, Jesse Lingard has contributed 7 assists. Compare that to Eden Hazard with 14, Christian Eriksen with 18, Mesut Ozil with 9, Xherdan Shaqiri with 9, and Gerard Deulofeu with 3. So on average, that puts Jesse Lingard's assist contribution to be 1 every 425.4 minutes, comparing that to every 299.6 for Eden Hazard, every 258.2 for Christian Eriksen, every 349.3 for Mesut Ozil, every 439.9 for Xherdan Shaqiri, and every 510 for Gerard Deulofeu. So again, as you can see, Jesse Lingard, regarding that statistic, he'd toward the bottom end of this pile. But you know, Jesse Lingard, he could just not have the firepower in front of him. Romelu Lukaku hasn't been really in form of late, has he? So Jesse Lingard might be creating the chances and them just not being put away. So let's compare him to the rest of the bunch in terms of big chances created. So Jesse Lingard has contributed with 8 big chances created in this time. Compare that to Eden Hazard, who's clocked up with 21, Christian Eriksen with 20, Mesut Ozil with 15, Xherdan Shaqiri doubling Jesse Lingard with 16, and Gerard Deulofeu dragging just behind Jesse Lingard with 7. And that works out for Jesse Lingard as a big chance created every 372.25 minutes. Compare that to Eden Hazard, who creates one every 199.7 minutes, Christian Eriksen, who creates one every 232.4 minutes, Mesut Ozil, who creates one every 209.6 minutes, Xherdan Shaqiri, who creates one every 247.4 minutes, and Gerard Deulofeu, who shockingly produces one every 218.6 minutes. So there you see, amongst all these players, Jesse Lingard actually creates the least amount of big chances per minute he plays. But Jesse Lingard might be keeping his team ticking over, keeping possession for him, so let's have a look at that. So Jesse Lingard's pass completion is a very respectable 86.63. Compare that to Eden Hazard, who has 83.21, Christian Eriksen, who has 82.55, Mesut Ozil, who has 86.65, Xherdan Shaqiri, who has 79.71, and Gerard Deulofeu, who has 78.99. So, as you can see there, Jesse Lingard is up there in terms of his pass completion. He tends to not lose the ball very often at all. So how does Jesse Lingard translate this pass completion into overall output for his team? How does Jesse Lingard turn this pass completion into attacking intent for his side? Surely you look at the amount of forward passes he plays. So we're going to do that. In this time, Jesse Lingard has played 297 forward passes compared to 381 backwards passes. With Eden Hazard, that is 593 with 388. Christian Eriksen is 959 with 647. Mesut Ozil is 678 with 376. Xherdan Shaqiri is 449 with 376 again. Gerard Deulofeu is 119 with 116. So to translate that, with what percentage of his passes go forward, Jesse Lingard only puts 43.8 of his passes forward, compared to Eden Hazard, who puts 60.4, Christian Eriksen, who puts 59.7%, Mesut Ozil with 64.3%, Xherdan Shaqiri with 54.4%, and Gerard Deulofeu with 50.6%. So as you see there, Jesse Lingard, out of all the players here, he plays the fewest amount of passes forward per pass backwards. That doesn't, to me, signal that his game is getting the ball and giving it to the front man, making things happen. He's just playing very safe passes. So we're going to look at distance covered, see how much Jesse Lingard gets across the pitch. He might be doing a lot of work tracking back defensively with his team, marking his man, that sort of stuff. So let's see the hard yards he puts in. In this time, Jesse Lingard has covered 253.45 kilometres. Compare that to Eden Hazard, who has covered 297.68. Christian Eriksen, who's put in 428.85. Mesut Ozil, who has put in 250.28. Xherdan Shaqiri, who's put in 355.27. And Gerard Deulofeu, who's put in 59.38. So if we're going to work that out to average distance covered per 90 minutes, Jesse Lingard clocks up 7.66 kilometres. Compare that with Eden Hazard, who puts in 6.4. Christian Eriksen, who covers 8.3. Apparently lazy Mesut Ozil, who still manages to clock up 7.16. Xherdan Shaqiri, who shockingly puts in 8.1. And Gerard Deulofeu, who lags behind with 3.5 kilometres covered per 90 minutes. So that shows that out of all these players, Jesse Lingard doesn't cover the most distance per 90 minutes, but a very respectable result within that. So with all the figures I've listed for Jesse Lingard in terms of the amount of goals he scores, his chance conversion, the chances he creates, the assists he's got, the yards he covers, let's have a look at how he stacks up on average amongst every other player that I've included in this list. So in the scoring system, based on where each player ranks with each given category on this list, you can see that Jesse Lingard only cuts up to be the 5th best player overall out of all these players. That includes Xherdan Shaqiri, who has moved to a new club and only really plays a lot of games off the bench. Gerard Deulofeu, who only joined his club last season in January. And the apparently lazy Mesut Ozil in a struggling Arsenal side. So with all the praise and hype that Jesse Lingard's got as being a quality promising player, as someone who should be in the prime of his life now, should really be putting out better numbers than this considering his reputation. That being said, Jesse Lingard has spent the last 2 seasons working on Jose Mourinho, and potentially with this new look Manchester United side, we might see better output from the young Englishman yet. So yeah, thank you for getting this far into the video. If you enjoyed what you've seen, then please subscribe and share with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!